So this is the new bottom of the deck. It's a Four of Pentacles. We live in our own little box, and we don't really, go outside and connect with nature or with other people. We just live with our own assumptions and in our own comfort zone, and we don't make that effort to, investigate and be curious. All bottom of the deck is the Ten of Pentacles. So Ten of Pentacles, it's like being very successful in life, being having had a long marriage, or having a big pile of riches, or whatever it can be. So maybe we thought that this relationship or this situation, this one night stand, would finally make us feel worthy, but in the end it just made us feel more isolated. Okay. So it can be hard, like to differ between ego gratification and not getting your needs met, because the needs, we have needs from the soul, we have needs from the ego. Like the ego is also trying to protect the body from, for example, starvation or heartbreak that can take such an immense toll on our psyche that we might go into a depression. So the ego is necessary for survival, and of course we should get our needs met, and we need to decide where those needs are. But we also need to, if we want to live as full souls, we also need to get to know the other person and their needs, and not only being about like they should live life in the way we want them to so they can fulfill our needs. They need to be a committed partner, or they need to go to bed with me. I'm just sticking with those two scenarios. Okay, so the situation, Four of Cups. We're not happy, we're not getting our needs met, but we're not living in the now, we're not living the moment to the fullest. When we meet a person in the store, we just meet a person that gives us, the receipt and takes our money. We don't meet another person. We're not seeing the other person. We just see like a store clerk, or the store manager, or we're not seeing the actual person. And then we feel like, oh, I'm such a lonely person in the world. I feel so isolated. There's no person matching me. I can't find my equal. I can't find a person loving me for me or being like me. And it's because we are not paying attention. We're just living in our own little bubble here. And this is what's on your mind. And we have this beautiful Queen of Cups. So Queen of Cups, it can be Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer energy, but it shows that we're very emotional. We wear our heart on our sleeve in a way, even if that means that we are like a player. It's as serious for the player to get you into bed as it is for the romantic person to get that commitment. And here we see the other person, what's on their mind, and they don't want to conform. They just don't want to be the line on your bedpost, or the trophy wife or the trophy husband kind of person. They want to be something more. And let's see where this is going. Queen of Cups has a lot of needs. She can be very empathic towards other people as well, but with this combination, Four of Cups, Queen of Cups, and it's the same sad poor me situation here. It makes me feel like the Queen of Cups is very oriented towards how things make her feel. So how things make you feel. So either it's you feeling like the other person is over dramatic, or you are being all about how this makes you feel. And it's great. We are supposed to know our feelings, but to make another person responsible for them, or thinking that it's the end of the world if we are not getting our needs met, then we kind of need to temper ourselves a little bit and grow up a little bit, because we can't find happiness this way. And I want you to be happy. Okay. This is what's the bond between you two. And we have the High Priestess. So it's about being high value person, like a high value person, a person that's high value for themselves, and that lives in this temple, like living in this temple, but also being able to go out in the paradise garden and meet other people. We don't have to invite everyone to our paradise back garden where we share our most intimate moments, but at least we can care enough to go out on our yard and talk with the other person that's there, connect with the other person, look them in the eyes, ask them about their day, or saying at least some supportive comment, or giving them like a nice remark, like you have such a nice hair. I love to have that kind of hair, or whatever, you know, just showing that we care about people. The High Priestess, she's a little bit autistic, to be honest, like she's a little bit on the scale to being like an alien. She's a little bit more advanced than most humans, but also she can't understand another human. So her shortcoming is she needs to start to get to know the human race. She can't just be like an alien dropped down on Earth to teach people or humanity certain things, but then being too sensitive to actually do her job. So she needs to go out and fraternize with neighbors, with people, to just share a smile, to just ask about their day, or, you know, show some support, or like just listen to a person's story. So it's a way for the alien race and the human race to come together eventually. Okay, so this is so it shows with the feelings and emotions between you two, it shows that we have a lot of integrity, and we are scared to let another person in, basically. So this is your feelings. Five of Swords, you are on a warrior path. Try to understand why. Yeah, Four of Pentacles, high defenses, defending our comfort zone. It's like the person, you know, when you say no to them, you don't want to go, should we go somewhere else? Can you follow me home? We can go to an after party, and you say no, and they get really aggressive. So it's that kind of energy, you know, then you know you dodged the bullet. So what's up, Sagittarius? Five of Swords, okay. We are getting angry with the other person because they don't see the world as we see it, and we think that they are cold-hearted, or, you know, snake of some sort. And then we become a little bit snaky ourselves, because it's almost like revenge, or you know, a person blocking you and you blocking them, or a person being rude and you being rude back. So we'll see. And here's the Tower. So I'm feeling some deep pain with this person. I haven't connected too much with them, but there's some deep pain here. They don't feel understood by you. So it's the person that followed you home and felt like, oh, this will be like, maybe this is the first day of our rest of our lives. And the next morning you don't even look them in the eye, and you don't really remember their name. Or you just want them to marry you, force commitment on them, but you haven't really gotten to know them, so you don't even know if you are compatible just yet. And they know it, and they feel like it's scary that you're jumping the gun like this. So it's like they're looking at this with, you know, a big eyes, and just like, uh-oh. So that's what I'm feeling. So this is what's your behaviors and attitudes. Three of Pentacles, pretty beautiful, actually. It shows that you're trying this. My advice is to not be, you know, revengeful, even though you feel those feelings. You're trying to not be too dismissive, even if you feel those feelings. So Three of Pentacles, we're trying to talk with the neighbor, even if it feels like somewhat forced. But then afterwards, we got to know something new about them. They laughed at something we said in a way that made us realize that they know exactly what we were talking about. And even if we didn't feel connected elsewhere, we felt connected there, like they knew what we were talking about, no words were needed. It's that kind of amazing gift that we can give to another person, to maybe I don't know you, maybe I don't understand you, but I'm ready to listen. I'm ready to cooperate. So beautiful, Sagittarius, very beautiful. And here we have the Sun card, so it's the highest card for love. So it seems like there's a very genuine person here on the other end, like a person with great capacity for love. Unfortunately, both of you have your back turned against each other, and here in their mind, you're not really, not really understanding each other, or being compatible, or trying to, like, you're too preoccupied with how things makes you feel, like they are preoccupied with how you make them feel, and you are preoccupied with how they make you feel. And it's hard to overbridge here, but beautiful energy. Like if you would turn this towards them and they would turn this love towards you, it would be like really amazing. Holy matrimony. Okay, so it's as if let's say that this person is the one just wanting one night stands, but if they would actually give time to get to know a person, they have such a breathtaking kind of love that it's the kind of love that it's talked about in fairy tales and being written to, heroes and saints. So that kind of love. and you are acting like a little bit like a spoiled kid that wants things in your own way and are too busy to listen to the other person or understand their point of view, that their reality and the things they want is as valid as your reality, and what you want, what they want might not be what you want, and it's giving pain to you and maybe destroying the relationship, but it's still like it's their life, it's their soul wants this, and you want to take it away from them. But then here with the Three of Pentacles, you realize, no, I can't do that. I need to honor the other person. I need to honor myself by being a better person. So it's beautiful, but it's hard, the things you're dealing with, like very dramatic emotions that where we feel like, oh, now they did me like this, or they said that thing, or now this, what they did here, it probably means this. And now they were also betraying me in front of their friends. So they didn't hold me, as they do when we are home, or, we put effort into notice all these kind of things and become very touchy-feely. And it's not something that we can do about, acutely, because it just overruns us like a tsunami wave and it hits us like poof, poof, poof. But it's our own warning system, like red flag system. We probably have some hurt that our system doesn't want us to relive. So it's trying to protect ourselves from that. By saying, warning, warning, this person is dangerous, 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 dangerous. And then we become angry with them and we want to discard them and save ourselves. But here it seems like you realize that like all the things you feel and all the things you suspect isn't true is your alarm system going off. So you're trying to override it, but you can't seem to get close to this person. It's still this distance between you two, like 5-5 conflict, like winning over another person with, let's say that we are giving them not a compliment, but a snarky remark, or we are coming with a bitchy comeback or something similar to that. So here it's just we have a disagreement, and here we start to up the game by becoming more hostile. But then you override it, which is great, but you still, the gap between you is that you have made the other person to be the enemy instead of, trying to get to know the other person. So the outcome is 10 of Wands. It's like we have all these unfulfilled wants and needs, and the other person can't fulfill it because we didn't bother to get to know them. They didn't bother to get to know us. So there's two people being super frustrated and things going terribly wrong. Because we can't take the time to really understand the person and, kind of over gap that bridge of us wanting them to be like us or think like us or feel like us. They don't do that. Most people don't do that. And if they would, we wouldn't fall in love with them because they would have nothing to teach us. And we're not here for a holiday, even if we would want to. Like Earth is like a boot camp for souls. And like we can meet with the people that rub us the right way in heaven. Here we will meet the people that have something to teach us. Okay. So clarifying the Four of Cups date. Meeting someone new, dating, get back out a plan, set a date. So we want closeness, but we say we want it, but we're also like thinking there's no options out there. All options I'm getting is horrible. People are like so preoccupied with their own lives, and you are too. So we kind of make it the world's problem, and we don't see how we can be contributing to the problem. Not that we should be ashamed, but there's things we can do to do it better so we can be happier, because that's the goal, right? You want to be happy. So to want to date someone, but also thinking that everyone we're meeting is horrible, is counterproductive for that happiness. Of course, we need to decide what we want and what we don't want, but don't make that into a losing game, like you become a victim if a person isn't what you want. It's just they are not what you want. Ask yourself, can I compromise about this? No, I don't want to compromise about this. Then that's not the person for you. It's not their fault that they can't live up to your expectations. And it's not heaven's fault for sending the wrong person your way. It's all your responsibility to say yes to what you do want, no to what you don't want, and sometimes compromise when, the person is so valuable that they are worth it. Okay, clarifying the Queen of Cups. I like you. Someone likes you. Romance is blooming. Fun, flirting, want to date. So it's this openness, wanting to date, wanting to find someone to love, and the other person, what's on their mind. Transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phase, preparing for union. So they seem to, be on board with the idea. Maybe not as fast as you or in the same way as you, but they are getting there. Okay, so clarifying the High Priestess. Wedding rings. So High Priestess is very far from wedding rings, but she is representative of Lilith. Lilith was the first, Adam's first wife, but she kind of discarded him because he had, impossible demands on her being like his subject, and she wanted equalness, like she wants balance, equalness, equal juice in both glasses, no injustices. So she couldn't cope with Adam being like a spoiled brat that needed extra special care. It was not her cup of tea, so it was a big red flag for her. And also she wanted to be on top in the lovemaking, and he didn't feel like he was comfortable with giving up that kind of control. And then she kind of just flipped him off and went to the desert, lived there for a very long time, I guess 40 years, and made some demon babies, according to the story. And she is the representative of mistress today, like the person we want, but we aren't making them our wife or husband. They are like the icon of what we want, but we go for what's comfortable. Like this is material for being a mistress, but we don't want to make them our wife or husband because they are such a wild card. Like they have, like this is the strong soul that's not being able to be tamed, or they have like a lot of integrity, and we can't conform them or get them into, like squeeze them into the box. But here it says, you're supposed to marry this person. Like don't squeeze them into the box, but you don't have to marry, but as a soul, go into union with them. Try to find out who they are. Just don't be like Lilith and immediately this. But it was, I can feel for Lilith, I'm totally on her side actually, because God and Adam kind of made like a pact there to bully all the girls and mansplain everything. It would have made my hair stand on end too. But in this case, like in the honor of actually overcoming our karma, maybe, take both God and Adam by the hand and guide them into becoming better people by being the teaching example. Just like, no, now you're going to lie there. I'm going to be on top of you, and I'm going to decide and feel how nice it is to give up control at times. So just taking charge over the situation, not becoming the victim. So clarifying the Five of Swords, sunglasses, watching, looking, stalking, gaslighting, perception, focusing out. So you're getting angry with this person and wants to act like you don't care. I can't see exactly why, but I'm guessing it's because you're not compatible 100% and you wanted this person to, they shouldn't trigger any red flags. They should be like what you have dreamt of, the fairy tale. You already have the marriage album and everything. And if they can't wear that kind of tie, then, it's a deal breaker. I'm joking, of course. I'm totally understanding that your reasons are valid and you're allowed to have them, and you're allowed to become aggressive and, not want anything to do with the person anymore. It's all right. But if you're doing so because you're victimizing yourself instead of just taking conscious decision, but you're like angry because they weren't the kind of human you wanted. You can't force another person to become someone else, and it's not up to them to match you as a person. Their job is to be themselves. Your job is to be yourself. So be yourself. If you see a lot of red flags, walk away, but try to not be angry with the person for who they are. If you can't love them, don't stay. And if you love them, stay. Try to make the best of it, but don't become codependent. Don't become like, oh, I will give you all of this and wait for the day when you will love me back. That's not a nice feeling either, and it certainly calls for this kind of aggressiveness. They will be killed in their sleep down the line. Joke again. So palm tree. So there's someone trying to be very secure here. They kind of try to go with you along with what you're saying, but you're shaking their tree. It's like you shake their stability. It's not a bad thing. It's going to, rattle their growth. So it's a good thing that they are being challenged. But I just think you're taking it a notch too far. Like instead of saying to Adam, lie still, this will be nice for you, the tower shaking that tree, saying that it's it's not as stable as you thought it was, you have no control whatsoever, and being angry, taking a knife and tearing out the tent, not bothered to take the door, and just going out and spending 40 years in the desert. It's a little bit overreaction, but again, I'm totally with Lilith on this, and she probably, you know, stuck. She was around for a while, taking a lot of hits until she didn't. But now it's time to overcome this. We need to overcome it. It doesn't mean that you should stay with this masochistic, you know, control freak, you know, discard them as soon as possible. But if you can recognize that maybe it's you making a hen out of a feather, or maybe it's you not being able to understand this person, and their, let's say that this person don't want to get married but love you intensely, then maybe that's something you can overcome. But if they are like a bully and abusive and you know, don't care about you and never care about your feelings, yeah, discard them. Okay, do it now. So clarifying the Three of Pentacles. So we have reminiscing, keepsake, perception, learn from the past, make memories, learn from the past, perception. So you're trying to, you kind of intuitively know that you have been in this situation like a million times before, many different lifetimes probably. So you're trying to like, what did I do the last time and how can I do better this time? So you're trying to be like a really good soldier here, trying to improve, trying to make a better choice than just doing, you know, the old thing, becoming victim, martyr, blowing off some steam and never talking to the person again, instead of realizing, oh, they weren't not the person I wanted to be with, but they still, you know, they are themselves. Maybe we let it get too far sometimes as well and didn't realize when to say when. But I'm feeling like you're trying to figure it out. You're trying to be that good soul, trying to, you know, do the best you can. And it's like the divine is dangling a carrot in front of you and saying, hey, if you go down this road and grow yourself, you will be happy. So you want that happiness, and am I doing the right thing now? Am I doing the right thing now? Am I doing the right thing now? So try to do the things that's good for you and make you stable and tranquil, you know. Wherever you go, there you are. So wherever you run in the world, whoever loves you or don't love you, inside yourself, much will feel the same, because if you haven't dealt and healed yourself, whatever amazing circumstances will be in your life, you won't be able to recognize them because you haven't healed yourself. So that's what you need to do, not because the divine dangled the carrots of happiness or because you will be rewarded in some way, but because it's the right thing to do for you, you know, to take care of you. You are the closest to you, and to be able to overbridge the gap to other people, you actually need to make this fort for yourself, or this temple for yourself. And be able to be rattled, you know, outside your comfort zone and learn new things, but not totally erasing the tower or your temple. So clarifying the sun. Unconditional love, self-love, oneness, passion, affection, attraction. It actually seems like this person has a greater capacity for love, maybe to love you unconditionally for who you really are. Maybe they don't want to change you in so many ways as you want them to change. So it's also 19, 1 plus 9, 10. So I think there's a capacity for great love here, because you have such a willingness to do that. If you just skip the victim part of it all, not being the martyr, if you don't like it, don't go there and complain about being there. It's something here I'm missing. Great many cards, but heart with a key. So it's a special lock we need to find. You know, a person can be very living in their tower, and we can feel like they are not giving us enough, but maybe we also need to show them that we are to be trusted, that we are trustworthy by, for example, not destroying situations, you know, cutting the tent open and storming out in the night. So paradise, you know, be happy, don't worry, be happy in the relationship. If you start to worry, start to focus on something positive that's equally positive. Like, yeah, they said that a snarky remark, but they also said this nice thing and supported me when we were with these other friends, so that's a good thing. Realize that this is karmic situation, and that it's a lot of passion is going to like a lot of feelings is going to arise inside of you that might be hard to maneuver, but it's not the other person's fault. It's like a lot of water that has run underneath the bridge in your body, like a lot of things that you have experienced. So every little itty bitty things that's going on in this situation carries a lot of luggage, like a lot of memories. Like if a person becomes a little bit cold in their voice, your subconscious, your Akashic records have a million, you know, situations where a person grow cold in their voice, and it meant this, you know, afterwards they killed you, afterwards they sacrificed you to bears, they throw you off a cliff, they sold you to another tribe. So whenever they get cold in their voice now, you feel like, uh-oh, and a lot of feelings arise, and you have a lot of questions. You will say, do you really love me? Or are you going to break up with me? Are you in love with someone else? Are you going to take another wife? Because they sold you on a slave market and took another wife. So there's every little itty bitty thing is going to have a lot of luggage and going to trigger you and cause turmoil. But try to not go along with the turmoil. Try to go along with, okay, and now the alarm bell is going off. Yes, ask questions and listen to the answers. Also, sometimes you need to read between the lines. People lie, but you also need to, whatever they say, that's negative, take it as fact. If they say, I can't feel love, so that probably feels they are not in love with you. If they say, for example, we don't have to worry about that. We can, let that be a conversation for tomorrow. It probably means you won't like the answer and will break up with me. I don't want that to happen, so I keep my mouth shut. So that's reading between the lines. But try to, as much as possible, both have a conversation with yourself and with the other person to figure this out. It's not easy, if you don't even have memories of all these million times that things has gone wrong, but you're getting the fear of it. So of course you will be super, super triggered. So try to be as friendly with yourself, as nice towards yourself, as stable. Like, okay, you can say to yourself, okay, maybe they are douche. Maybe they are going to betray me, but I'm going to take care of myself and I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to make a pro and con list and see, is this person actually in love with me, or are they just using me as I fear? So we make the list, and then if we don't honor the list, if we say, it's a lot of cons here, not so many pros, and we're still staying with the person, it's our own choice, and try to be happy with that choice instead of, maybe you are going the road of the Buddha, which, being able to be in very difficult situations and still not being upset. So for example, being with a person that doesn't love you or abuses you, not abuses you, but uses you, for example, they don't have anything better to do than to be together with you at this point in time. So then go along with it and be the Buddha, learn to accept, like radical acceptance, but don't go with them and be the victim. That's a recipe for misfortune, unhappiness, creating depression, both in yourself and probably in the other person. So we have 6 of air here. I think there's a distance between you two, because we are watchful. We are watchful before we go into a forever relationship with someone. We want to get to know them before we give those marriage vows or oaths. We don't want to, be connected to a person for the rest of our lives. Swans, mates for life. If they lose their partner, they don't find anyone else. So to make this decision is super important. We don't want to be stuck with a bitch swan the rest of our life. And I'm seeing this with this person, that they have maybe they are not going to fall for the drama. The drama isn't making them more interested in you. The more you can, rise to this more higher values of love, the more chivalry values of love, the more like protection, seeing danger, being able to recognize, but staying calm, doing the right thing in the situation, will make them, trust you more. But all this aggressiveness, like you not getting things the way you want, will make them, feel like, no, probably not. Not with them any drama. It's just acceptance. So this is the energy I think we are dealing with. We are being like Leos here, even if we're Sagittarius. Like we want the outside to validate us, to make us feel valuable, but it actually needs to happen from the inside. You need to make yourself feel valuable. You need to have the kind of integrity, invite people, uninvite people, have your comfort zone, go outside it, but also treasure your boundaries and your dignity. The energy is flamboyant, dramatic, proud, and passionate. Focus on the importance of self-belief. So start to believe in yourself, take care of yourself, but don't wait for the outside world to give you your role or make you feel valued. You need to do that for yourself. Okay. I actually think I will take some of the brutally honest. I think I missed with one and I felt a little bit guilty about that. or scared of being used. I never wanted to hurt you. So you probably feel scared of being used, and this person doesn't want to hurt you. They want to have... So this is the new bottom of the deck. It's a 4 of Pentacles. We live in our own little box, and we don't really, go outside and connect with nature or with other people. We just live with our own assumptions and in our own comfort zone, and we don't make that effort to